welcome to you all. FSOOTY 2021 finalists, which is cool. And really, I just sort of want to start with a question, maybe sort of around what's the value of FSOOTY as a competition for you? What made you want to enter FSOOTY? Feel free, any one of you, to chip in. It doesn't, you know.
No, for me personally, it was to test myself against people I perceive to be the best of the best. You're not going to improve unless you test yourself against others like that. It's a competition that I've followed since I started my spraying career, and it's taught me a lot in that process. So I thought, well, why not have a crack and have a go? Yeah, here we go, and I've ended up winning it. So it's really, yeah, for me, it's an opportunity to learn and progress, really, and test yourself.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks, Luke. Danny, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, it's always something that, you know, you share your knowledge and experience with other people behind closed doors, and I always kind of wanted to push myself this year a little bit further and see, you know, I've entered the last 2 years, never got as far as where I got this year, and I just thought, how can you change things a little bit? You know, gain a little bit more experience as well, and it's good to get knowledge from other boys that are doing, you know, obviously we're in the veg and the arable boys, it's a bit different, but it's just it's all about progression, really, you know, and taking things a little bit further. Yeah,
I mean, I think actually this year, with the balance of you guys, with you doing the veg side of things, and you know, and the others being mainly cereals, I thought that was made a really nice sort of balance this year to things, because it is very different. And you know, the number of times that you're going through some of your veg crops, you know, is phenomenal in comparison to say Luke or whatever. Cool. And Tom, what about you, Tom?
It was a bit the same as Luke, really. I wanted to just test myself, see if I was good enough against the best of the best. I'd followed it for a number of years throughout the spraying career, really. 7 or 8 years I've been spraying. You always followed it, and then I just decided last October, well, am I good enough? And always picked up tips from the other lads that have done it, and I thought, well, I think it's a good opportunity to pass a bit of knowledge on as well, but it's also been picked up bits from the other guys that have been in the finalist with me, and surprise, for me, it was when I had the call to say in my first year I'd made the final. So,
I mean, I think it's incredibly brave of anybody that puts their head above the parapet and puts yourself up there to be judged against your peers. You know, in this sort of area, there's lots of couch spray operators, if you want to call them that, have got an opinion on it, but very few of them are actually prepared to put their money where their mouth is and enter a competition like this. And you know, I think it's great that you 6 guys do. You know, and as you know, as you sort of know, you're the 6, you know, the best 6 operators in the country this year, because you know, none of the others were prepared to actually put themselves out there and you know, be prepared to be shot down or whatever, you know. So you guys have done it, and it always gives me a lot of admiration that you do, really. So that's cool. With the sort of the demographic of spray operators in the UK, I think is fairly well skewed towards the sort of older end of the scale, if you like. You guys are a bit different, all being young guys. But what made you want to take on that role? And what advice would you give to aspiring sort of young spray operators to say, no, you absolutely should go for this. This is a, you know, there's lots of jobs you can do in agriculture, but actually this is really good.
Well, for me, it was when they said to me, do you want to drive the sprayer? It was, I'd love to give that a go, because you get to see the crop at every single stage that you're doing it. You get to see it grow. And then you can see the results of your work when you're looking across a beautiful, clean bit of wheat. You know you're doing right. And for me, then I get on the combine, and then you're seeing the yields from it, and you know you've done well. And I know it's one of the jobs that ties you quite a lot, really. And it might be a windy, horrible, rainy week, but then the sun comes out and the wind drops at the weekend. But it's such a rewarding job, I think.
Cool. And what would you say to youngsters then Tom, that are thinking about it?
Go for it. Just do it. Just go and do it and give it a go. I mean, some of the younger guys, maybe it might not be for them, and they don't want the dedication to the job. But if you're dedicated and you've got an eye for detail, crack on, get your PA1 and your PAT done, and get in the seat, and it'll be one of the most rewarding parts of the job that you'll do, really.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. Get on and pester somebody to have a ride along and find out a bit more about it. That's what I did. Pestered 2 or 3 people and had a go and learnt a little bit. And then when it come to, I got a job, and it was drill, combine, spray operator. I'd done the drilling, I'd done the combine, I hadn't done the spraying, but I could say I've got my PA2 and I've done a little bit, and just sort of went from there, really. But as Tom says, it does tie you to it. You're on your own a lot. It's probably not as appealing as other jobs on the farm when you're in a bit of a team, but it's rewarding. Seeing every stage of the crop, like Tom said, it is very rewarding. And if you get it right, people will tell you, you've got a clean crop of wheat out there, and that looks good. You made that look better, or whatever. And when you get that sort of praise from your peers, is well worth it in the day.
Yeah. Cool. And what about you, Danny? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's like these boys say, that I wouldn't be put off. Just it is one of the best jobs on farm. It's you've got to put a lot of time and effort into it, but it is rewarding. It's just like Luke and Tom are saying there. It's a difference you can make, and you're seeing all the growth stages. But 100%, there's not enough young lads coming through in farming now. I see for myself, I do see it being a big issue in the next couple of years to come. But 100%, I would recommend anyone to take the shot, and I wouldn't be put off. Every day's a learning day, but the only way you're going to learn is by time in the seat.
Cool. So on that learning theme then, anything that you picked up during the competition this year that you'll use in going about your sort of day-to-day spraying job? Planning's a big. We've had a big chat in the last couple of weeks about planning and how minimizing road time and things like that. Because the longer you're on the road and the less you're obviously in the field, the less acres you're covering. But certainly, it's block spraying as well. Try to spray everything in blocks, things like that, and don't be scared to ask questions. Yeah. Luke, what you got? Anything to add to that?
Yeah, it's quite interesting looking at other people's fill areas for the competition this year, because we're at the point of designing the new one in the next. We're building the store this year, and in time when we get permit development on the planning, we'll put a purpose-built fill area next to that, and that'll be that's been quite handy to look at other people's setups, really. So
cool. Yeah, Tom, anything from you on that front that you picked up this year?
A bit the same as Luke, really. It's the fill areas. We're in the process of moving yards, and we are building a purpose-built new grain store and everything. And there's a shed here that's being moved, and we're going to put the fill area inside the shed. But seeing some of the ideas and spill trays, I think was actually quite a good idea to put your cans on, just in case you do knock one over, and then seeing the other things of biofilters and instead of biobeds. I think that's something to look at, really, for us. For starting a complete fresh in a new building, get it right first time. So
I'm hoping you guys are going to invite me back when you've got all your changes made, then, so I can hear all of this talk put into action. That'd be good. What do you guys most enjoy about being a spray operator?
It's work. Not so much working on your own, but it's, well, I suppose it is one of them. Peace and quiet, you're kind of, well, in our place, you're kind of your own boss. You get the lines and away you go. It's the attention to detail that you've seen everything from the ground up, if you like, and it's just, there's nothing better about the job really than nice sunny evening in the summer, and it's just awesome. It's just it's want to be one of the best jobs on farm, as I've said before.
Yeah, for
me, I
yeah, I agree with Danny. Like, you get your work list, and you are your own boss. You can make it as good as or as bad as you want it to be. You've got a lot of power in your hands to make a big difference to the farm. Like I said, but your attention to detailed application makes such a huge difference, and you can see that. And then that the reward from that at the end is like Tom said, you get the combine to it, and you go, yeah, that was worthwhile. All those extra half hour and a 4 o'clock start there and a late night there. It is worth it when you see that at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's the same as the other two. It's so rewarding, and yeah, you get given your recs, and you're in your own control. Really, you go out there and you get the job done, and then you're seeing the results of it, of that clean crop of wheat, or everything's looking superb and lovely and level, and the reward's just there. And you're out there at the time of the day, and you can see you're on top of the hill and you see the sunrise or something, you're watching the sunset, and you just get to see parts of the day that some other people might not see. And it's just, this is beautiful, this is peaceful, and it's really, really part of the main thing of it. It's just so rewarding, really.
You're bringing a tear to my eyes, guys. You're really selling this really quite nicely. I'm overcome with emotion, really. I didn't think the three of you were quite as big softies as you've just said, but I appreciate that. Thank you. What do you think are the biggest challenges as spray operators going forward? And that could be specific to your role, like you, Danny. Your challenges probably on the veg side are going to be a bit different to the other two guys. But what do you see as being issues going forward?
Weather's obviously going to be a big issue, isn't it? You're always up against the weather, and then obviously they're knocking more and more chemicals on the head all the time now. They're banning more products all the time, and it's trying to, resistance. We're seeing a lot of fat hen problems this year, and I was reading the other day there about, they're saying that fat hens coming more resistant to chemical use now. So where do you go with that? Things, got to wait to develop more products, and then you've got obviously losing insecticides and things, apicides. Chemical, big problem, I think, in the chemical use.
Yeah.
To me, it's a bit public prescription, really. They see the sprayer out in the field, and they think there's 4,000-6,000 litres of pure chemical in that tank. They're not thinking that 95% of that tank is water. And I've had it twice in my career where people have literally run in front of the sprayer and told me to stop what I'm doing and what do they think I'm playing at. And the recent one was only a couple of weeks ago, and all I was doing was in there was marking out a field so the chap could come and put fertilizer on the grass, because that tractor is recently being traded in and it's got no guidance on it at the moment. And he comes jumping over his fence and saying, "What the hell am I playing at? Why am I in that field? I better not have a weed killer in there, because it's going to come through and kill his flowers." It's like, there is no breath of wind. If it was a really windy day and there was going to be that much drift that it's going to go through the hedge and kill his flowers, I wouldn't be in the field. But it's just his thoughts were that I was in the field, I had a weed killer in there, and I've got my tanks full of absolutely brim full of chemical, which it wasn't. So
yeah, public perception is a challenge, I think. I had it with a lady not long ago, but I try to engage with people and try and talk to them about the fact that it is all tested to high standards and it's not just splashed around willy nilly. I guess we're doing it for good reason, and essentially that it's a necessity to the price of food. If they want cheap food, they've got to have this type of farming, unfortunately.
Yeah. Guys, thank you ever so much for your time. We've kept it to about half an hour, so that's all good. That's about where we want it to be. Appreciate you've all got plenty to be doing, and thanks for your time. Hope you enjoy the rest of the summer, and we will catch up soon. And I will get a FSOOTY finalist WhatsApp group set up forthwith. Excellent. Yeah, thanks ever so much, guys.
Luke can give us some tips on how we can win then.
That's it, yeah. Enter twice.
Brilliant. Thanks ever so much, guys.
Thanks very much.
Take care. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.